In today's video, we're going to be covering the best bang for your buck fish finders for under $400. So buckle in and let's get started. Now, number 5 on this list is going to be the Lowrance Eagle 4X fish finder. This is going to be coming in at $119.99. However, all these prices that I'm mentioning here could be different by the time you're watching the video. A lot of different stores run different sales on a bunch of stuff. So everything could be a little bit different, but I'm just kind of using the estimated values at the time of filming this. The Eagle 4X is pretty much going to be the cheapest fish finder you can find other than the little portable castable sonars like Garmin makes. This is going to be the cheapest actual fish finder that you can put onto a boat or a kayak. I know a lot of guys really like this one for a kayak because it is small. It's a 4-inch screen and it's very easy to put onto a corner of your kayak and it's not taking up a whole lot of room. Now, because it is so small and because it isn't worth, it isn't very expensive, right? This is going to be a very basic fish finder. You're going to have, your traditional down sonar, you're not going to have much for extra features on this. However, if you're needing something super light, super small, and basic enough to just show you water temps, depth, where some of the fish are, your basic stuff, then this could be a great choice for you. Fish finders like this are going to be very easy to install on a boat. The other nice thing about this one is you are able to view it even through polarized sunglasses, which is really nice. Now, number 4 on this list is going to be a little bit of a bump in price from the Lowrance, but it is going to be a lot more features and a lot more stuff available to you as a fisherman, and that's going to be the Garmin Striker 4. Now, the price range is going to kind of be a little different on this one because there's actually 3 different models of the Striker 4 that we're going to talk about here. Now, the first one is just your Striker 4. This is the basic model. This is coming in at $139.99. This is going to be very similar to that Lowrance Eagle 4X. Your next one is going to be your Striker 4 Plus. Now, the Striker 4 Plus is coming in at $159.99, and it also has your quick draw contours. So basically you're able to say you're fishing on a pond or something that, you don't know the depths of anything. Well, you can actually, as you cover water, you can make your own map, which is a pretty useful feature for certain people. If you're fishing big lakes that already have maps made, it's not really worth it to you to go around and do that all day, but it is a nice little feature to add. The last one is the Striker 4 Vivid CV, and the CV is clear view, right? So this is going to be $179.99. You're going to get better color palettes. You're going to get your clear view, quick draw contours. You're going to get basically so much more, and better resolution and better overall quality on this one. Now, I'm a Garmin guy myself, so I may be a little biased on this, but I think the Striker 4 is much better than the Lowrance Eagle 4X. In my opinion, if you're going to get one, I think it's worth it to spend the little extra money and even get the very basic Striker 4. If you want something a little bit better, that Vivid CV is pretty nice. My last fish finder I had, which we will talk about later on this list, was a clear view. Was a Vivid CV model of Garmin, and it worked great. It was an awesome product. So 100% recommend this one. This is like my this is the the author's pick. Now, number 3 on this list is a big jump, not only in price but also in quality and overall features, and this is going to be the Humminbird Helix 5 fish finder. This is coming in at $319.99, and this one is, as you hear in the name, a 5-inch screen. So you're getting a larger screen, which is much easier to split between different viewings, and you're also going to get a much better resolution on this fish finder as well. This is also the first fish finder on the list that actually has true mapping on it. So you actually get lake charts, without having to go on Garmin Navionics on your phone or doing something else. It's actually built in to the fish finder. Now, I will, a little side note here, right? The company that owns Humminbird also owns Minn Kota, and so a lot of times you can have a Humminbird fish finder that will kind of talk and communicate with your Minn Kota trolling motor, or you can have Humminbird fish finders that will talk with each other, right? To get a lot of those extra features, you are going to have to go up to the Helix 7. The Helix 5 is kind of one of the last ones on that list that doesn't have those features available to it. You do spend a lot more on that Helix 7 to get some of those extra features, but it is nice to have, and I thought I would throw that in to the video here. Humminbird has really stepped it up the last couple years. I feel feel like they used to be really behind. I feel like Garmin and Lowrance were, you know, kind of up here. Garmin was definitely ahead of Lowrance, and I feel like Humminbird has really, you know, taken a big step to try to catch up to Garmin. And this is one of those products that, you know, I think they're doing right. You know, we saw a lot of these at the shop. Kayak guys love these, guys with smaller boats. You know, they just want a simple fish finder to get everything done. You got your mapping on it. It's a good bang for your buck. I would say this one, in terms of all the list, is definitely one of the winners when it comes to what you get for the money, for sure. So Humminbird, you did a great job on this fish finder. Now, number 2 on this list is a fish finder that I have had for a long time. It's also coming in at $319.99, and that is the Garmin Striker Vivid 5CV. This is a 5-inch screen you're going to have, because the CV, right, you're going to have your clear view. You also have quick draw maps on this. You know, you have all your other stuff as well, like your flasher, you know, your traditional sonar. You get all those extra features. However, in my opinion, I think overall this is a little bit better of a buy than that Humminbird. I'm a big Garmin guy, so like I said, you guys, you know, I may be biased here when I talk about Garmin stuff, but I do think that overall, this is such an easy fish finder to use. The display is very easy to move around. It's kind of built, it's set up like app style, right? So you can actually switch each one going through on the buttons, and it's very easy to pick out what you want. I've used this. You can mark pins, right? So if you hook a fish, you can mark it so you know to come back to that spot. Now, the one thing about this, which is different from that Humminbird, is this doesn't have regular mapping on it. You know, this doesn't have your lake maps. This only has the quick draw maps. So if you're only wanting to spend $320 and you know, mapping is like the most important thing to you, then I would go with the Humminbird. But if you're wanting a little bit better resolution, ease of use, and you're wanting that clear view function, then the Garmin is definitely going to be the winner on that. But I think both those two actually have some pros and cons. I think they would be a really good fish finder to, you know, fish finders to do a video on and compare them a little deeper, just, you know, product versus product. But yes, this one, like I said, I've had this for a long time. This I actually had in an ice fishing bundle. This was my go-to setup. I liked it because it was really light and portable. It was very easy to walk around, and I do a lot of hole hopping. You know, I go from spot to spot very quickly. So I want something light that I can just carry around on the fly. And this did a great job for me on that. Now, number 1 on this list is hands down the winner by far. This blows everything out of the water. This is going to be coming in at $399.99, and this is the Garmin EchoMap UHD2 53CV. Now, the CV, like I said, is the clear view, right? So you are getting that clear view. You're not getting the SV, which is the side view. That you have to go up to the 7SV if you want to get the side view on there. But on this one, like that Humminbird, you are getting the mapping. However, you're getting all those features from the previous Garmin as well. So you're getting, you know, traditional, like, you know, lake mapping. You're getting clear view, you're getting wireless connectivity amongst other fish finders, and you're getting hands down the best resolution and the best ease of use on this fish finder of anything on the group. The resolution on this is 800 by 480 pixels, which I believe is the highest amongst every fish finder on this list, and at least when you look at it in person, it is very apparent that this is the clearest. That clear view has done a great job finding fish for me in the past, or just finding structure and seeing what's down there. It's the closest thing you're gonna get to, you know, to like a live scope or something where you're actually seeing detail down there. It's the closest thing you're gonna get without getting live scope in terms of detail. So this does a great job at checking all that stuff out, and that 5-inch screen is nice because, you know, it's a little bit bigger than the 4, so if you want a split screen, it's much easier to get a little better look at both things going on. With this one, I do a lot of trolling, so for me, if you do any type of trolling, this is the way to go, where you can do mapping on one half of the screen, and then you can do your traditional sonar on the other half. That way you're still being able to record, you know, your depth, where the fish are, water temp, your speed, everything like that. But then on the other side, you still see your map. You still see where are you going in the future, right? What is ahead of you? So for bass fishermen needing a map or anything like that, crappie guys, you know, there's a whole bunch, there's a whole ton of features on this fish finder that really make a difference in my opinion. If you guys disagree with any of the picks in the video, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to get a discussion started with you. Hopefully you guys learned something from today's episode. We will see you guys next time on Humbug Videos.